YouTube, what's going on? Witty P coming back with another one. Let's get it. We're up at the football field. We have another versus. Yes, round 16. Running backs. Tote that rock. Talking to running backs today. Had a great versus last week. Wide receivers, Hall of Fame guys. Terrell Owens versus Marvin Harrison. So we back with the running backs. Round 16. Barry Sanders versus Emmitt Smith. Feel like this is a great versus. Both of these guys on the Hall of Fame 90s team. Barry Sanders drafted a year before Emmitt Smith in '89 out of Oklahoma State, first round. Emmitt Smith came year after in '90 out of Florida. So these guys definitely in your top 5, running backs of all time. I don't care where you rank them. These guys definitely in your top 5 all time. We talking about running backs, and Emmitt Smith, all-time leading rusher at running back. He has the numbers, and he has the durability. He played damn near, 15 seasons, Emmitt Smith. And Barry Sanders, you put on that film, you say, oh, Barry Sanders is the best running back of all time. You put on that film. So, great versus the guy that has the numbers versus the guy that, he has the eye test, Barry Sanders. And I'm going to get, into their stats and then some of the intangibles for both of these guys, but yeah, this is a great versus. Like I say, both of these guys were Hall of Fame, 90s team. And they're in your top 5. They have to be. If you love the game, you love football, they're definitely in your top 5. Talk about running backs. And start with the stats. Start with Barry Sanders. Yes, Barry Sanders drafted in '89, first round. 3rd overall out of Oklahoma State. Barry Sanders only, 5'8"? I give him, 200 even. Barry Sanders. He a dog, man. Didn't have the best offensive line. Had to go backwards to go forwards a lot of times. Barry Sanders, 99 touchdowns for his career. 15,000 yards on the ground. Barry Sanders, dog. Pro Bowler every season that he played. Barry Sanders was a Pro Bowler every season that he played. 6-time All-Pro. Only played 10 seasons. He left out on top. 1997 MVP. Barry Sanders, dog. Didn't have the best offensive line, but he got the job done. Had a few seasons, I want to say, rushed for 2,000 yards, Barry Sanders. Yes. Beast. Beast. Like I say, 99 touchdowns on the ground, over 15,000 yards. He a dog, played 10 seasons, 97 MVP. Some of Barry Sanders' stats. And you got Emmitt Smith, came the year after Barry Sanders, 1990. Out of Florida, first round, 17th overall, Emmitt Smith. Emmitt Smith come in 5'9", 220. Emmitt Smith powerful. Played with Dallas over 18,000 yards. Played with Dallas in Arizona. 164 touchdowns on the ground for Emmitt Smith. He a beast. 3-time Super Bowl champ, 1993 MVP for Emmitt Smith. Won Rookie of the Year in 1990. Played with that Dallas Cowboys offensive line. I got to be real. Emmitt Smith didn't get touched till he got to the 2nd level. We want to be real, but Emmitt Smith a dog for sure. He a dog. Some of his stats, Emmitt Smith, 4-time All-Pro, 6-time Pro Bowler. Emmitt Smith, man, he a beast. He a beast. And get to some of the intangibles with these two guys. Intangibles. Talk about best all-around back. Talk about best all-around back, as far as receiving and running. Emmitt Smith had a few seasons where he had 60 catches, 50 catches, 40 catches. Played with Irvin and Aikman. So Emmitt Smith, he had, better career as far as being an all-around back, receiving and running. He had a better career. Barry Sanders, he can catch out the backfield as well, but he never cracked over 50 catches or 60 catches as a running back. Emmitt Smith did that a few times. He cracked that. So we talking all around, as far as, all-purpose yards, getting receiving yards and running. I give that to Emmitt Smith. As far as all-purpose yards, all-around back, give it to Emmitt Smith. Talk about pure runner. Pure runner, breaking tackles, powerful, agility, things like that. Oh, you can't tackle Barry Sanders one-on-one. Show me a film where somebody can tackle Barry Sanders one-on-one. Rod Woodson tried it. He tore his ACL. Yes. You're a real guru. You know that. Barry Sanders made Rod Woodson tear his ACL. Yes, made a cut. Rod Woodson tore his ACL. Actually came back that season though, Rod Woodson. But Barry Sanders, talk about jump cut, spin move, that burst. Very few could do it like Barry. Like I said, Barry had to run backwards to go forward a lot. You know, but Emmitt Smith had a nice jump cut as well. Emmitt Smith get that second level, hit that jump cut, he'd be out. Emmitt Smith, he powerful. Emmitt Smith, I give him the edge, small edge on the powerful, you know, as far as being more powerful. But Barry Sanders all around, he had a little bit of power, agility, you know, speed, elusiveness. I give that to Barry Sanders. We talk about all around runner, I give that to Barry Sanders. Talk about IQ. Oh, it's tough. Both of these guys, you know, smart runners. Emmitt Smith, like I say, 3-time Super Bowl champ. He been in the big situations, you know. It's tough to call with the running backs as far as IQ. You more got to go do that with like quarterbacks and things like that. But it's tough with running backs, you know, because their job is to get that ball and run that rock, you know. But Barry Sanders, like I say, he had to run backwards to go forward a lot of times. So he was smart in a way. He didn't lose a lot of yards. You know, he lost yards a few times, but he didn't always lose a lot of yards. He was smart about the situation, knew when he didn't have anything to get down. You know, so IQ, I call it a wash. I call that a wash. So what we have, all around back, you know, as far as receiving all purpose, I gave that to Emmitt. We talk about the pure runner. Oh, I'm giving that to Barry because Emmitt was more powerful, but Barry had powerfulness. He was elusiveness. He had agility, you know, so I give that to Barry. I give that to Barry, you know. And we talk about the IQ. Both of these guys were smart runners. They were. They were smart runners, you know. They knew the situation down and distance. But I have Barry Sanders as the best running back of all time. I'm going to give you a scenario. You give Barry Sanders that Dallas Cowboys offensive line from the early to mid-90s. Oh, my God. What are we even talking about? What are we even talking about? We're talking about a guy that rushed for 2,000 yards in the season with the Lions offensive line. You give him that Dallas Cowboys offensive line, what are we talking about? That's why I have Barry as the best running back of all time. Every season, he rushed for over 1,000 yards. He left out on top. And we never seen Barry on the downside. We didn't. We always seen Barry on top. We always did. It hurt my heart to see Emmitt Smith in that Arizona Cardinals jersey, but he got that record. He did. But we talking, you know, just who got it? I got to give it to Barry. I do. Because you give him that Dallas Cowboys offensive line, and like I say, he had to go backwards to go forward a lot of times. We talk about the elusiveness, the agility. We still haven't seen a running back like Barry Sanders. We haven't. We haven't. So talk about all purpose. I give that to Emmitt. Pure runner, give it to Barry. IQ, it's a wash. So still got to go Barry at the end of the day because I say you put him with that Dallas Cowboys offensive line, this is not even a discussion. It's not. And I love Emmitt. This was a great versus because both of these guys on the Hall of Fame 90s team, and Emmitt was drafted the year after Barry, and they held it down in the 90s, you know, especially in that NFC. Your favorite running back was either, you know, Emmitt Smith or Barry Sanders. NFC, we want to be real. So great versus. I get an edge to Barry Sanders. I think he's the best running back of all time. You give him that Dallas Cowboys offensive line, he has the records that people won't even think about catching. If you give Barry Sanders that offensive line, he may even play a few more seasons. Like, shit, I don't get touched till I get to the third level. Why not play any, you know, some more years? So I got to go Barry on this one. Round 16 versus running back. Tote that rock. Running backs. Let me know what y'all think. You know, the all-time leading rushers versus the guy who has that eye test. He passed that eye test. You look at Barry on film, you be like, oh, this is the best running back of all time for sure. But let me know what y'all think. Round 16 versus, we at the field. Talk some ball. That's what I do. I love it. Comment, like, subscribe. That's where you can help us share the video. If you're entertaining, hit that cash app. We out. All talk.